Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mrin Talks, my vlog where I take you through the steps of investing. In vlog 31, I'm going to be talking about investment options for long term. Over the last few vlogs, I have been talking about investment products for various periods like 1 year, 3 years, 5 to 7 years, and 8 to 10 years. This vlog is going to be on products that you can use for long term goals, which are 15 years and above. So, typically, the goals that you would have would be maybe children's education, children's marriage, or retirement. So, why don't we first talk about what you can do for children's education? And honestly, in this blog, I'm going to be actually sharing what has worked for me as an investor who's been saving for these particular goals myself. I have a 15-year-old and a 10-year-old child, and I started saving for them pretty much the day that they were born. When I started off at that point in time, I already had a PPF account that I was using for retirement. So essentially, for my child's education, I relied on a combination of mutual funds, and I have both debt funds and equity funds for them. I know you'll say that the period is like 15 years. Why are you buying debt funds? Well, there's nothing to say that you can't buy debt funds for periods of 15 years as well. Again, on the debt fund side, I stuck on to short term plans. On the equity fund side, it was basically more of mid cap funds that I invested into because I knew that my holding period was long term. As I have said earlier, that if your investment horizon is above 10 years and you're okay with taking the risk, then mid caps are a better choice simply because the returns expected from mid caps on longer term periods are higher, especially when we look at the previous statistical data. There was a product that was introduced, which was a Sukanya Samriddhi scheme, and this actually came 5 years back. I did invest into this for my daughter as well. More so because it was giving me a good tax free, risk free return. And it's one of those products that available in the conservative investing space. So I certainly invested money in Sukanya Samriddhi. As I have said in my previous vlog, that when you are investing in Sukanya Samriddhi scheme, keep in mind that at the age of 18, only 50% of the accumulated corpus can be withdrawn. So, irrespective of the amount that you've invested, only 50% of the corpus can be withdrawn. So, I have invested in Sukanya Samriddhi, in fact, for both my daughters. As I said, it's a conservative scheme. So, that's child education. As far as retirement is concerned, well, the first investment that I made for myself when I got my first salary was the Public Provident Fund. And I'm so proud to tell you that I have actually held the Public Provident Fund for 24 years. Yes, you heard it right. So I have actually renewed it twice. So, as you may be aware, that PPF has a lock-in of 15 years, and after 15 years, you can basically decide to roll it over for another 5 years. So, I have done that twice already, and it's a great investment for long term, for retirement, because not only does it beat inflation, it compounds, it gives me a risk free and a tax free return. And it's one of those investments that just keeps growing passively without you having to do anything much with it. Earlier on when I had opened it, of course, you could only open it with banks at that time. That's the public sector banks. Now, of course, you can open it online. And I normally just transfer money online into my PPF account. I mean, it's so convenient to manage as well. Other than PPF for retirement, of course, you have debt and equity funds available. Another very good instrument that is available for retirement is the National Pension Scheme. There are many corporates who have actually launched this for their employees. So, to that extent, I do see a lot of corporate employees buying into the NPS. But when I look at the self employed category or people who are running businesses, I don't find that much of uptake of NPS. Now, NPS works this way. It's a scheme from the government. Of course, it's not guaranteed. And do check out my previous vlog on the National Pension Scheme. What I really like about NPS is the fact that If you don't know where to invest, or you're like really confused about which fund to choose and how much do I allocate and stuff like this, NPS has this auto choice where the money is allocated between debt and equity based upon your age. And again, it's very low cost, locked in till retirement. And I really think that's very important because it's locked in till retirement. You can actually not remove the money from there. So that's really advantageous because you're just leaving the money there and really allowing it to compound. I do think that NPS should be there in every investor's portfolio. And if you haven't done it till now, please check it out. Again, you can set it up completely online. The minimum that you have to invest is very low to keep the account live. And of course, there are some tax benefits on investing in NPS as well. Within the mutual fund space, you can invest in debt funds and the regular equity funds, but you also have the solution oriented retirement plans available in mutual funds. And some of these solution oriented plans actually also have ATC benefit available. The thing with the solution oriented funds is that these are typically more conservatively managed. So they more have like a large cap bias, and they're just buying good quality bonds on the debt side. Most of them have a lock in of 5 years or retirement, whichever is earlier. There are a whole bunch of them. Honestly, it's difficult to compare them because each one of them has different allocation and follows different strategies. But that could be an option. If you're not sure about which fund to buy, you could look at the retirement oriented solutions as well from mutual funds. So that's it, folks. My take: the best investments for long term: debt funds, which is short duration debt funds; equity funds, which is multi cap funds, mid cap funds; the retirement oriented plans. Of course, there are children's oriented plans as well, which are available now, and NPS, PPF, and Sukanya Samriddhi. Make sure you click on the bell icon to subscribe. Cheers.